Hi, and welcome to HR Tuesday Tips with the Millers. I'm Janine Miller.
And I'm Lori Miller, your training development SME. We've been actually doing a variety of videos over the last couple of weeks talking about HR compliance, and we're going to now segue and talk about how do we hire the right people. So I'm going to turn it over to Janine.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to begin right away with just what we need to think about when we're going to be hiring people. For many, it's a very daunting task, and a lot of people just really don't even know how to begin the process. So we're going to carry you through that for this segment. There are also legal considerations as well as best practices. So we're going to be talking about that beginning today, but again, over the next several weeks. The first thing I want to talk to you about is creating a hiring checklist. It really keeps everybody on target and it makes sure that you're consistent with the process, which is very important because consistency is where you protect yourself from some unintentional discriminatory hiring practices because it takes away some of the subjective judgments when you have more objective criteria that you're focusing on. Keep in mind who you are as well. What's your vision for your business or organization? What is the mission? Some people stop and say, well, we don't have anything formally written on that. You don't need to, but you need to be clear on what you want to look like to your customers or clients. So be sure that's very clear to anyone who's involved in the hiring process. And then use more than just one person to hire. It's so much better to have different perspectives. So when you're doing that, you need to be sure you have a good process beginning your hiring. So what do you start with? The job descriptions, of course. They need to be compliant. They need to be up to date. They need to be detailed. You simply can't hire appropriately or effectively without fully understanding and clearly communicating your expectations and requirements. You then identify those skills and that you're seeking in the job description and put them into the advertisement. The ad's very important. It needs to be clear enough so you attract the right candidates. And again, the ad is also a legal document, so you have to make sure that the qualifications that you're putting in that ad are in fact required for the job. Then you move to the advertisement itself. We all know that everybody's going online now. So social media is fantastic. There's a lot of good online ad opportunities, and certainly those are the ones that I found a great deal of success with when I'm helping my clients. When you're doing that, you want to be clear on the application process. People need to understand what you really need from them, who they should send them to or who they should apply to. Do they need a resume? And anything else that you feel would make them comfortable in the process of applying to your business or organization. Laura, you had some points that you wanted to make regarding that process.
Yeah, you talk about a checklist and recruiting sources. I think it's really critical that all employees within the organization know what your selection process is. Because who better than to communicate the needs of the organization is your current employee database? They got a stake in the game. So I would make sure that you communicate what your selection process is. Where you actually have to have individuals send in a resume, or will they do an online application? And then two, once you select those potential candidates, will they go through phone interviews? Will they go through first round of interviews with HR, second round of interviews with managers, and possibly some employees? Some organizations use this as a standard. And then also are using selection tests and background tests. I think it's really critical to you to have an understanding of what that process is and communicating it to your employees and your managers. And then they can go out and then share what the organization is looking for, what potential candidates can expect, and they can be the best voice for you. It'll also serve to identify too who's going to be involved with that process and then what training you need to provide with those individuals, which you're going to be talking about next time. So,
can I just pipe in a second on
absolutely.
To that business owner that's out there that says, well, I don't have a big number of people that would be hiring or interviewing. You still want to bring somebody else in to help you. So even if you're a single business owner and you only hire 2 people, bring somebody in that you trust, let them know exactly what you're looking for, and also make sure that they're educated on the process and the objective criteria that you need to focus on to assist. So anyway, I just wanted to make that point. We're all set for today. Next time, we're going to talk more in detail about the interview process. So we hope you come back and look for us next Tuesday.
So, relax, we got this.